children in music schools from first grade, they study pitch combinations. But of course, according to the grade level and things like that, plus rhythm and other things. So, the study of rhythm and things related to duration are a separate course, and those are also exercises. You see, in rhythm, it's much simpler. All you have in rhythm are two durations, long and short. That's what you have in rhythm, right, Stephen? Go get yourself a little coffee.
No, I don't. If I drink coffee, I'll have a nasty headache. I can't.
Okay, so don't drink coffee.
Coffee and awake.
Right. So, for example, rhythm. There's only long and short. So that's how I teach children very early on, from kindergarten, even pre-K. Mr. David, I use ta 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 ti 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 ta. But the easiest way for them to understand this, I would say ta ta ta. Can you say that back to me?
Ta ta ta.
No, I didn't say that. Listen again. Listen carefully, because now you're trained. Ta ta ta. Go. Do it again.
Ta ta ta.
Now you did it right. The first time you did this, ta ta ta. What I said was ta ta ta. You heard three sounds. Two were identical. One was long, longer. So that's very important. So now your ear is gonna understand and look with your ears for duration, just as now you look for pitch and frequency. So the level of attention to detail, just like an artist will see color, shapes, see a painter or a designer, oh, it's a beautiful Tiffany-like lamp for us, right? But the painter observes the repetition, symmetries, the proportion sizes between this shape and that shape and all that. We don't pay attention to it, we don't need to, we just like it, right? Or we don't like it. But a musician, and that's the drama of professional musicians, that they have always a fight. Do I want to look at it like a doctor, where I see the skeleton, the bones, and how the veins flow and all that? Or I just look at a beautiful person the way they are just in general, like a piece of music, right? Because a musician listens to this, the music lover says, oh my God, it's so beautiful, it flows, it makes me think of Paris or whatever. So for a musician to be able not to get bogged down into, oh, it's a 9th second, it's a major third, it goes up, it goes down, it's loud, it's soft, and all those things. Sometimes a musician has to make an effort not to remove themselves from the laboratory of looking at it like an engineer. Okay? And that's not easy, you know? But getting back to rhythm, your ears are becoming trained to be competent in the world of music. Paying attention to detail is important in anything you do. But in music, especially with sounds, you listen to pitch, duration, the four properties of sound. Pitch, duration, intensity, how loud or how soft, and who made that sound. People tell me, oh, I'm tone deaf. No, you're not. Let's say Masami is tone deaf. I'm going to make an exercise. Masami says, I'm tone deaf. I'm going to say, Masami, can you tell me what kind of sound is this? Don't even look at me, just tell me.
What kind of sound?
Yeah, what kind of sound? What does the sound look like?
Whistling sound?
Can you say that again?
Whistling.
Whistling. So if you can recognize this is a whistle, means you can recognize any sound. There's an old African proverb that has to do with people say, oh, I can't sing, I'm tone deaf. The proverb says, if you can talk, you can sing. Maybe you won't sing like Beyonce or Sinatra or some other great singer. Well, that's another conversation, developing it, whether you want it or if you can, and things like that. But every human being that can talk can also sing, right? It's kind of logical, right? And all. So the point is, your ears are becoming trained through exercise, but also through thinking and moving very fast, because being adults, having a life experience in your field of math or psychology, we all operate with concepts, math concepts, classification concepts. So that's why for us it's very easy to move. Children would take 3, 4, 5 years, if not more, to go from just singing the scale to intervals and chords and things like that. But we move fast in understanding the concepts and the theory. But the work has to be the same like the 10-year-old that's going to still practice this for 4 or 5 months in order for the brain to wire itself and remember the frequencies like Steven said a little earlier before. So the understanding is half the puzzle. Just because you understand how to play tennis, it's not going to make you into a tennis player. Just because you understand how to do something doesn't mean you can do it. That's the first half, understanding what needs to be done, which is very important. Because if you do it like a monkey, ta 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 ta, means nothing. You're not learning anything. You're just copying some sound. But understanding the logical basis and how it works and why it's important, and then you become convinced this is important, is what's going to put passion and interest to practice these kind of boring and arid exercise. Because at the end, it's boring to go do, so, how much can I do with that? You know, just like piano, you do this. It's not going to make you into a great pianist. It's going to give you finger dexterity, you know, like a tennis player has to serve 1,000 balls until they get the right one when they want. But that's not playing tennis. That's learning particular shots, particular pieces. And that's the same thing with the fingers on the piano. So then when you do this, you know, the playing, but it's based on those repetitions that you do with the little pieces of the Legos, the puzzle that comes together. So, rhythm, to close the gap, because we're kind of segueing away a little bit to take a break from the abundant, enormous, boring stuff that we did here, because it is boring in a sense to kind of be repaired, but we went into the belly of the beast, so to speak, where we discussed the minute, relevant details of what makes music in terms of sound. So in rhythm, it's very simple. So if I say repeat this after me, I'm going to approach you like I approach kindergarten and first grade in terms of experience of understanding this. Of course, you're going to do it in 3 seconds and it's not going to be a problem. But they also pick it up as fast because we do it intuitively. We don't talk so much. I just say, repeat after me. Simon says, ta 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 ta.
Da 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 da.
Everybody. So I'm going to do another one now. So repeat after me like we play the game Simon Says. And the kids, of course, want to play Simon Says without realizing that they're learning something. So I'm putting the medicine in a little sweet little thing, so for them it's a game. Because at the end of the day, everything is a game. Even this is a game. Some of them is beautiful. Some of it is not beautiful, but it serves the purpose of practice. Right? So everything is a game. Numbers. So, let's do this. Simon says, ta ta ta.
Da da da.
I don't hear you.
Oh, really?
Well, you got to do it like David. Mr. David does it, da da da. I didn't do it, da da da.
Oh.
No, you got to imitate me.
Exactly.
And then some. Da ta ta.
Da, da, da.
What happened to you, ladies?
Listening.
Well, listening is half the puzzle. You also have to do it. If you listen, you should have copied me because I say you got to repeat it right after me.
Put a bit of an emphasis on the second note.
See, he has a musically competent ear because he's been playing the instrument. So when I say repeat after me, I mean repeat identically after me. Ta ta ta.
Da da da.
As close as you can get to making the same kind of
Right.
funny face or whatever I do, because I do that with the kids. Ta ta ta.
Ta ta ta.
Perfect. A plus. Let's go, Masama. Ta ta ta.
Da da da.
A plus. Now, this is what's the difference between dedicated practice and just a regular practice. Because if you do this, do, mi, mi, do, re, fa, fa, re, mi, so, yeah. Oh, I did this, I'm done. No. Don't do it if you're going to do it like that. If you're going to do it and you're tired, do only the first 2 pages, but do it. Do, so, do. Participate. Be involved, not passive. Because then it's nothing. It's like Chinese food. You eat a lot, an hour later you're hungry again, you know? It's like eating meat and potatoes. That's how you have to practice, with purpose, direction. So the other thing I wanted to mention about rhythm, but I wanted to tell you, people, oh, I'm tone deaf. Excuses. And otherwise they have a nice voice, which I presume would translate into a very pretty pretty voice for singing, you know, not just doing. So, for example, if you close your eye, I want you to point your hand. You're gonna, all of you are gonna close your eyes. Point your hand exactly where the sound comes from. Please close your eyes. This is David. This is David. Masami, where am I speaking from? Point with your hand where the sound is coming from. Masami,
My head, okay,
don't look. Point your, you're looking.
oh.
Okay. So, that's called directionality. Thank you. You can open your eyes. So, when the phone rings in the house, remember the old days you had a regular phone that rang almost like the doorbell? And some people have the same identical sound. Now, if I would ring the doorbell, I'm asking you, if I ring the doorbell, which is over there, and my phone is over there, would you know, and the sounds are identical, would you know which one is the doorbell and which one is the phone?
I hope so.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, of course, because your ear has directionality. Sound bounces off the wall, travels to your ear.
Some of the newer electronic sound ringing does not have directionality.
How can that be?
Well, it's you can't always quite tell where it's coming from.
Well, they come up with different sound combinations that can confuse you.
Yeah,
But sound has directionality. You know, it's impossible. Just like light has directionality. When you're at night and you see a flashlight, you're gonna see it comes from there. It cannot be everywhere. So some sounds, you know, depends how they do these little apps with the recording. But sound has directionality, it comes from somewhere, you know. Now when we hear the person outside working, can you point the finger where it comes from? Where does the sound come from?
Unless it echoes off a
No,
wall.
but listen to the sound. Let's all listen to outside to the kids. Somebody's doing something. Point to where the sound comes from. The sound comes from the door because the door is open. That's how the sound enters. So I'm using a logical analysis. Maybe the lady's over there digging, but the sound is not going to come through the window. It's going to travel around, bounce off those walls, and come through an opening here. So sound travels the same way light, you know, it's a form of energy. It travels. So we're going back to the idea of tone deaf, of, oh, I can't do it. It's a matter of will. If your hearing is good, if your voice box is okay, if your brain is okay, you should be able to learn this if you want to learn it. And somebody knows how to teach it, and they're nice people. You know, you need
But it's easier for some people.
well, that's
Just like everything else,
well-
I mean, we are not all equal, you know.
Masabi, show me your hand, for example. One hand is enough.
Oh.
Thank you. Show me this one, that's a little closer. Thank you. Now put your hand up. And you have a beautiful hand. Hold it like this. Notice how many fingers you have. 5, right? Or some kids are funny and say, no, you have 4 fingers and a thumb, whatever. But they're 5 fingers. Now you notice that, what do you notice about these 5 fingers, quickly? Tell me.
My
Yeah,
finger?
well, my fingers too. Anybody's 5 fingers. What do you notice about them?
Yeah, stubby fingers.
Yeah, but in a simpler way. That was too much detail. What do you notice about these 5 fingers? Something very simple. Tell me what
They're
it,
different lengths.
each one is different. So of course the aptitudes, everything about everybody, we're all humans, we all have 2 legs, do this, and we're all identical, 97%, but every person is different. The way they feel things at their own level, the mind, the aptitude, that's what you meant by aptitude. But the bottom line is, if you have ears, brain, this works, a nice teacher or something, you can learn anything. Can we agree on this
To
much?
some extent.
Of course,
But
everything.
we cannot reach the same level.
We're not discussing that.
Yeah.
We're discussing, can all of you see this pair of glasses? I didn't ask you what you see, how you see it, if it's blurry, if it's not, and all that. But as long as you can see, you see that there's a pair of glasses there. Okay? So the idea at a very general level is that anyone can learn at a general level. Sure, someone is going to become Mozart, somebody's going to become this person and that person, somebody's not going to be interested, just like in anything else. Not everybody becomes a champion or an Olympian, but everybody learns how to play soccer or tennis or anything. But some people take it to the highest level, and some people are just music lovers, which is wonderful, or some people just don't have time or they give up. So going back to rhythm, rhythm is very easy. So if I say, repeat after me, ta-ta-ta, please repeat, Stephen and Masami and Lois. Ta-ta-ta. So what did we hear? How many events did we hear? How many objects did you hear? Ta ta ta.
3.
Exactly. Now, what's the relationship between them? And I'm going to help you here to speed it up. I told you sounds can be long or short, right?
2 short, 1 middle, 1 long one.
You already accelerated, exceeded my expectations. You get an A plus and a special commendation to your parents. You did a good job. That's what I do. They're like, oh my God, you're so good. How did you know that? Now, short, short, long. And I make the kids now say it from now on, as you are exemplifying my exercise. Instead of saying ta ta ta, you're going to use the word short and long. And watch how this works. Ta 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 ta.
Ta 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 ta.
But I ask you to do it with the words. Yeah, but repeat the speed. So do it like this. I say short, 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 long. You should say short, 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 long.
I see.
Now do this one. Ta 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 ta.
Short, long, short, long.
But
Short,
do it
long.
in the rhythm. You got,
Short, long, short, long.
and now put the accent. Short, long, short, long.
Short, long, short, long.
These are previews for the next lesson where we talk about intensity. That some notes are a little harder. It's called an accent, but that's next level. So we're anticipating things that we're going to study later by copying me identically. Because in what I do things that I'm not explaining right now. I cannot explain everything in one lesson. But I'm preparing you for the next level. That's why I want you to repeat exactly what I do. And this way, you're learning what I learned 50 years ago. Okay? And anybody can learn this. So if we do this, ta 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 ta.
Short, 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 short.
No, but do the analysis in the head. Take your time, but give it back to me the way I said it with the word short and long. Don't have to do it instantly. So I said, and by the way, you can do this. Ta 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 ta. Use your finger so you can see how many of these and how many of that. So, ta 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 ta.
Yeah, short, 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 long.
Wrong.
Short,
What you,
short, short,
what
short,
you did,
long.
just a moment, what you did was short, 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 long. I did, short, 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 ta ta ta. I did, ta 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 ta. You did, ta 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 ta. That's okay. So focusing on the detail is critical in wiring your brain. And that's why they say that music helps children become kinder and smarter. Because if you learn this type of control and focus with a child in music, that child is wired for focus and attention in everything else he or she does. That's why sports are so amazing. Because when my daughter and my son, Jacob and Jessica, they play tennis since they were 6, 7 years old. And my wife is a very famous tennis player, now a great tennis coach, one of the best tennis academies in New York City. And the wiring of the brain, when the child works on that serve, the forehand, whatever, for hours and hours every day, what do you think? The body, the chemistry, the molecules, everything in the brain is not going to be wired the same way when they do the math lesson or the reading. They're going to say, no, I did it wrong. I got to do, because it's the same person that has the same characteristics and personality traits now from a sport, from music that's like this. And that applies in everything else they do. And that's why music education done well, and I hope I'm doing it okay, it has such impact in a student's education and all the other things having to do with social life and things like that. So, learning rhythm is much easier than learning this. All you have is short and long. And then, like you said, well, depends on the level. Of course, then you have, and that's where it gets interesting. You went to level 1. Level 2, you can have notes that are a little longer than long, and you can have notes that are a little shorter than short. But again, the relationship is you can either have short and long. So you can have ta 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 ta. Repeat. Ta 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 ta. How many notes did we hear?
4.
Use fingers to remember in the beginning. Now, how would you describe the 4 notes? I'll do it again. Ta 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 ta. Stephen.
Short, 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 long.
No.
No, I would say short,
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 a little
long.
longer and longer.
So what I did is, listen carefully. I know you're very tired. You had a long day party, right? So I did.
Party.
Okay, you didn't party. You just didn't
I
sleep.
never.
You never party. Even the party is not a party for Stephen. Okay. Ta 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 ta.
Okay, yeah, two shorts and a long, and two long.
So, da, 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 da. Say it again.
Well,
Da.
So by saying it, you're doing it in your own brain. You're analyzing yourself, metacognition. You're observing what you're doing. So do it again with me, after me. Da, 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 da.
Da, 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 da.
Now describe it in words.
Short.
So there are four of them. Tell me what happened with the first one, second one, third, and fourth. Put that in words. I'll do it again so you can hear it. Da, 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 da.
Oh, well, there's emphasis on the fourth note, but.
Let's start with the first one. You got to do order, chronology. So da, 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 da. Start with the beginning.
Short.
But why do you take so much time? Da, 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 da. So that's the formula that we've been practicing. So do it again. Da, 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 da. Say that, explain it in words.
Short, long.
So do it with the right rhythm.
Oh.
Da, 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 da. So that you would say very long or
Yeah,
longer.
long.
So you notice, again, it's either long or short. So da, 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 da. Short, short, long, longer. So this one in relationship to the long, in relationship with the longer one, would be like a short, long. Because this one is short in relationship with the longer one. Right? So all you have is da, 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 da. Short, short, long, longer. So,
With an accent. The last
well,
one.
that's the next lesson. You already picked up on that. But then there's accents and combinations and things like that. Then we also explained that in order to have sound, you need to have silence. The key ingredient in music are two things. Sound with its four properties and the lack of sound with no properties. Or we could say the property is the lack of no sound. It's a very important concept. That's why without silence, you cannot have this music without any interruption. Silence means interruption, right? Like a little quiet. Breathing. There's a little space. You can't do this without interruption, right? It would not be this, right? Oh. Right? So, another interesting aspect, and I know I'm getting you oh wow, I didn't think of this.
I noticed that it makes it a little harder for your brain to keep up with it, follow it,
And that,
enjoy it.
exactly, and that leads us in the idea that in education and psychology, they realize that children that come from certain socioeconomic parts, ghettos and things like that, or families that have issues, and this continuous stress, lack of silence, where the child can be quiet, relax, absorb, grow, like a seed in the soil that's always being crushed and all that. That child cannot grow in a successful way, and they're stunted emotionally, educationally. So one of the keys they're discovering now, neuroscientists, is that a child needs to have a lack of stress or normal stress that motivates him, that does not deteriorate his inner being. And silence is very important, just like we all need to have a little peace and quiet. So silence is a very important part. Without silence, you cannot have music, because it's a relationship, It's quiet. It cannot be. He has to have a mix, and that's the genius of the composer, knowing how much silence. Like making a dish, how much pepper, how much this, and then it tastes good, and it's not over salted, overcooked, and things like that. So, let's see what time it is. Let's take a 2-minute break, and we're going to conclude. We have a little more time. I'd like to conclude with the combination of 3 notes for today, which is the major chord, the minor chord, and the diminished chord. That's going to be on the next page, whatever part. That's part 4 or 5. Yeah, it's very easy. So, yeah, that's going to be page 37. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. Oh wow, people are having fun in the pool. This is beautiful. So while we're working hard, this is what people are doing outside. Look how beautiful it is outside. Yes, it's a village, heritage village. It's really beautiful. But here we are, and we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll come back to the last part of our class.